right? She's kind of got that.
Good evening and welcome to Oregon City's Pioneer Stadium for tonight's 2022 Oregon State Championship semifinal game between the Oswego Lakers and the Oregon Episcopal School Aardvarks. In accordance with the OGLA and USA Lacrosse Rules of Sportsmanship, we ask all fans to respect all players, coaches, and officials and work to keep tonight's atmosphere positive. And now, to introduce the Oregon Episcopal Aardvarks from the Portland League. Here are the starters. Number 1, Malia Perry. Number 3, Ellie Reiser. Number 6, Ellie Johnson. Number 8, Kate Bradley. Number 10, Anna Blake Patrick. Number 11, Sylvie Bissell. Number 12, Annie Hendrickson. Number 15, Hollis Hale. Number 18, Patty Hummelt. Number 19, Amelia Ulmer. Number 24, Maddie Raymond. And number 25, Cameron Gabrielson. And now for the Oswego Lakers from the Three Rivers. The starters. Number 1, Kate Anders. Number 2, Maria Hunter. Number 3, Maggie Lockhart. Number 4, Lila Turley. Number 7, Gabby Christ. Number 8, Victoria Corbelli. Number 9, Courtney Havel. Number 10, Edie Prager. Number 11, Riley Wynn. Number 12, Lauren Smith. Number 13, Merritt Doan. 34, Millie Prager. And last but not least, number 42, Greta DeGeest. All right, folks, will you please stand and remove your hats? It's time for the national anthem.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Game 2 of the OGLA State Semifinals. We've got a great matchup coming up as Lake Oswego is taking on OES. It's the Lakers versus the Aardvarks, and, well, it's their second meeting, but right now, while LO won the first one, Sean, as we talk about tonight's game, these are two different teams. LO might still be the same, but OES is a different team than they were back in early April.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. I think the score of the Grant game probably proves that more than anything. Really took that one away, and that was a game they lost earlier in the season.
When you have a team, then we talked for a moment about OES, that starts off a season 0-4, nothing's clicking. You're giving up 13 goals a game, you're scoring 13 goals a game in your first 8, you're 2-6. What do you tell them that can turn the switch? Because something happened with OES, and Coach Sean Patrick really got this team clicking.
Yeah, I think some of the stuff he does is kind of a long game anyways in terms of their offensive schemes and kind of the Claremonts they're looking for. And some of that just takes a while to develop. I think the other thing they did is they started adding new players, swinging up some kids from JV, giving themselves a little bit of new life. And I think that's wise to do, to bring up your young kids early and let them have a chance. So I think some of that just started culminating in ways he expected, as well as I think some of those senior leaders really started to take over. They're pretty vocal kids and know the game pretty well, and I think they weren't ready for their season to be done.
Neither is LO. And you know what? That's been the way it has been for, the last 17 years. 14 out of the 17, LO has been in the final. So what do you do to slow down a juggernaut like this?
That's the question a lot of coaches have a tough time answering in the state. Lauren Anderson always seems to find a way to make her kids better, make the team better. And, she has obviously a program that works. Otherwise, she wouldn't keep doing it. So I think the things that they're going to have to do is just play really solid defense, limit LO's look, and capitalize on the opportunities that are presented to them.
LO's only loss to a team from the state of Oregon was Jesuit earlier this year. That is the team that awaits the winner of this game in the finals that will be played on Friday. They lost to a couple of teams from Georgia on a trip out east earlier this year, but on the draw, it's Cameron Gabrielson. We'll talk about her. Could be a difference maker in today's game. She was not there when the two teams played earlier this year in a game that was won handily by Lake Oswego back on the 1st of April. That final score was 19-7. So shake that off. It's been a long time. We're almost basically 2 months away from that. And OES feels differently.
Yeah, Todd, I think the other thing we haven't really talked about with OES is they got a lot of basketball kids, and I think sometimes it takes a little while to dust off that rust on your lacrosse stick. So early in the season, I think some of those kids who are difference makers and come back for the basketball season were not prepared. But it looks like LO is coming out in a zone defense. I don't know how familiar you are with those. Most teams don't play them.
So right now, let's see what they have. Big hit right in the middle. Ellie Johnson looks like she got her eyewear knocked off. That's a name that we'll probably mention a lot today for OES. Ellie Johnson, the freshman, 3-sport star over at that school. But she has really come on and excelled for this group. Let's see what the call is. The officials get together.
I didn't see a lot in it. I know her goggles came off, but it might have just been, honestly, the eyewear there. It looked like LO collapsed pretty cleanly, sticks up.
That's what they're saying. They started her out in the 12, and now OES maintains possession. And look at this, so continual change.
Yeah, so it looks like they're coming out into a backer zone, and all that really means is they have one player behind that's allowing the players to press out. That way, if you get beat on the pressure, there's someone right behind to help out.
That is not something that OES has seen much of, certainly in the league. They didn't see that from the top teams in Grant or Lincoln. Right now, it goes right back to Amelia Ulmer, who gets the first shot, but that a save by Greta de Geest.
Yeah, and I think that's just too easy, Todd. That was from almost outside the 8, a little bit easier for Greta to track there.
As they try to bring it back up, they'll get it back to Geest. Hollis Hale is on her, giving chase. Strong pressure up front, but LO, and they're probably used to teams coming out really hard against them in the early going. They know how to weather that very well as it's brought up quickly by Smith. Smith gets it over to Prager, and Prager will set things up for LO first time on offense. Doan has it, gives it up for Anders. Anders, one to watch, gets it in front. Nice defensive play. Here comes, there she is, Kate Anders. Player of the year, 6 goals last time against OES, and she's got another one.
That was just a nice inside feed. Tight windows there to convert on, and LO is so good with their stick work. That's one of the things that they keep coming back to.
So LO takes the lead 2.5 minutes into this one at 22-36. And again, that's just a great give and go. Kind of the push inside that time by Prager. Then she pulled out, drawing a little bit of the defense with her, setting up Anders. Their depth at LO always so strong. And you think, okay, we're matched up okay, but then they just have more bodies in there and more bodies that keep coming at you. But right now, Cam Gabrielson on for OES for the draw. On the far side, it's Prager. And this one picked up by nobody in particular. Finally, it's grabbed away by Turley. And
looks like they got a little fogo going with Millie Prager.
So she's off quickly. And now all of a sudden they're set up on offense again. Checking, that's Turley. Getting it up top again for Prager. Prager looks for Doan. They try to go in front. There's a shot just missing to the left side.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I don't usually get on the officials, Todd, because I've been there and it's not the most fun job, but I think she just hand signaled the wrong direction there.
Here comes Ellie Reiser. Shows great speed, control, trying to get it up front if she can to Ulmer. Loose ball grab by Hummel. Hummel adjusts the glasses and runs at the same time. She does a lot of that, what they call the dirty work sometimes on the coaching staff. She picks up those loose balls, hustles to get it. This ball coming near the sideline where Hendrickson able to come away after the pressure by Turley. The speed of Hendrickson looking for somebody to come down the middle. Size, how much is that going to play a role for OES today? They're known as one of the bigger teams in the state.
Yeah, I think it can help you in a couple of ways. On the draw circle, if you're winning it up in the air, I think that's going to be helpful. And the other thing is potentially against this zone, which I don't know if they have an offense that's ready for it, but getting passes inside is going to be key.
Hollis Hale tried to corral that one as it was deflected, but instead it's picked up by Riley Wynn.
Ooh.
Wynn carries it through center.
That was a dangerous check there.
Now it's over on the left side for Prager. Prager gets pushed out. Here it is in front. Low shot. Great save that time by Patrick. As, Courtney Havel almost had a gorgeous goal, but AB stayed with her.
A legal substitution here on LO. So normally we don't have the luxury of 3 officials, let alone 4 in the state of Oregon, but for these semifinals, there's 4 officials out.
So they blow the whistle. Ruby Mackey coming on as well, number 13 for OES, and they'll get it up for Hummel. Cameron Gabrielson, you'll see her on draws a lot today. Did not play the last 2 times they played, could be a factor, only played 6 or 7 games this year.
OES is going to need to come up with something to break the zone, and that's going to be passes on the inside.
There, and Ellie Johnson had it, but couldn't come up with a shot, so Gabrielson will try to take it, but sticks her up. Nice defense by LO.
Hollis is open.
Quick shot by Hollis off the feet from Gabrielson. You called it, Professor. 1-1 the score.
I'm glad I picked up a new nickname, if nothing else tonight, Todd.
If you're all right with it, I'm running with it. If you hate it, yeah, just let me know.
You look like you'd be fast. I'm going to let you run with it.
46. 46 goal on the year for Hale, and that a big one. But you talk about it when you're playing the zone. You've got to find space, and they're so used to playing off the man-on-man, working the screens and things like that. But in a zone, there's always space that's open, no matter the sport that you're playing.
Yeah.
That time it looked like Hale filled it.
Right. I think what you want to do is you want to just float kids inside, in and out there. And Hollis had cut and then recut, really, and that's what opened up that space for her.
And that could be where the size plays an advantage to get that high stick up and get that pass into the center. We'll talk about Annie Hendrickson in a moment as she's down on the sideline being worked on. Ball belongs to Hummel. Gets through the pressure.
Get it over that line.
But then lost it. Stolen away by Turley. Creates the turnover, and here come the Lakers. Kate Anders with it. Over on the wing for Doan.
Yeah, smart move to pull it out there. They really didn't have the numbers.
Looking for somebody down the center. Got it. Shot goal. Nobody picked her up. Hannah Conti puts that one top shelf and makes it 2-1 in favor of LO. So for Conti, that's her 19th goal on the year. Interesting story about her. She's going to have one of her teammates next year is actually out on this field as well. As Amelia Ulmer and Conti are both going to Claremont next year.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, so it could
I'm
be.
learning something, Todd.
Hey, see, occasionally I bring a gem.
I actually did know about Hannah, but
Well,
I didn't know about Amelia.
so there you go. Both headed there, both plan on playing, and boy, that could be a real boost to that program.
Yeah, I got to admit, I hate that because I went to Redlands and played there. So hopefully they'll both transfer. Go Ducks.
Gabrielson earns the whistle, gets the ball back. However, got to get through a couple players. Now she's got an edge. Love to keep going if she can. Stops and rolls to the left. Plays it off for Ulmer.
The other thing they need to do in this zone is keep the ball hot. They can wear out the defense. It's one of the risks of playing a zone, but you're hoping that pressure gets an early turnover.
Trying to come up with it. Ulmer stays in, looking for Hollis Hale in center. They'll work it around the outside again. Down low, Ulmer, stutter step, takes it, stops, drops backside, looking for Kate Bradley.
That was a great idea and a great seam there. Unfortunate that pass just went a little wide.
And that's a common play that they'll do. They'll bring somebody right in the middle and then bring them off on the short side, looking for that back pass to try and catch some people unawares. But that one just missed. 2-1 the score, 18 and a half to go between these two programs. Loose ball at center, 50-50. Oh, lucky bounce as it continues for Lauren Smith. She carries it through. Conti, down low, Prager. Prager cuts in, goes low, gets this one past Patrick, and it's 3-1.
Hello, not taking much time to set it up in offense and just going to goal.
So Prager gets one. Right now they're sharing the wealth as Prager comes up with her 46th goal. You know, and that's one of the things you look at this team. You've got 49 goals coming from Anders. You've got 46 from Prager. You've got 34 from Don't. You really seem to spread things out well with this team. They do a nice job. Nobody's way up there with 70 or anything like that. Unlike on OES's side, when you talk about that, you do have one player, Amelia Ulmer. She's got 76 goals. 18:03 the time of that goal. 3-1. On the draw, comes back to the near side where it's grabbed by Turley. Fires it up quickly, and here comes Anders. Pass off as Conti has to retreat to pick it up. Now this could be a mismatch down there. Malia Perry against Conti. Size-wise, that could prove to be something that Elo might try to take advantage of, but watch out for Malia Perry. She's fierce. You hear Elo, coaching staff, move the ball, move your feet. That worked. Oh, an opportunity by Havel almost as she came free. They just seem, Sean, to be just churning on the outside, looking for that screen, looking for that edge, and they got it that time.
Oh, nice.
There it is again, shot in the goal, Anders.
Anders with a great cut there. They teach you in middle school when you see the ponytail to make your cut. That's exactly what she did. OES had a head turn, watching ball, and she just went back door.
You take a look at this team for LO, and they have players going, Conti going to Claremont. Anders is going to go play at George Mason. Christ is going to play at Linfield. Havel's going to play at Colorado Mesa. And Prager's going to play at Eastern Michigan. I mean, they've got a team that's just, they're not done.
Right.
Not only are they not done this season, but they're not done playing. That's half their senior class that's going on to play at the next level. Be it D1 or D3 or D2, it doesn't really matter. That's what Coach Lauren Anderson has done. She's built a machine, and right now they're clicking. 4-1. Gabrielson again on for the draw. Up in the air it goes. Nice job by Turley. Turley has really been strong here, grabbing the balls off the draw to help them win and gain control. And then they've been efficient, but you're right on the Fogo. Two players come off right away, and they send on two able bodies ready to do it. Anders. Try to make the pass up. That's going to roll all the way out where Ulmer grabs it. Looks to advance if she can. She'll carry it through all the way on the far side. Matched up against Hunter. Nice defense that time. Interestingly, we'll talk about A.B. Patrick and what she was doing. She seemed to almost be outside the crease when they were below. We'll talk about that when we get the opportunity. Right now, Hummel. They throw it down the middle. Mackey looking for it, gets a little shot in the back, and the turnover is created. Lockhart has it. Turning, spinning.
Ooh,
yep.
That's an unfortunate call right there. Looked like a pretty clean back check, but the officials have the best view. They're on the field.
Saw it right there.
So it looks like OES sets up in a zone ride. Is that what you've been seeing this year, Todd?
Well, you know what? Sure. I don't know. Are you kidding me? You're asking me that question?
The reason we're asking Todd is because he's watched all the OES games.
I've watched all the OES games. I've called all the OES games. Let me just remind you of that as well. Called them. Not necessarily knowing that that was a zone. But I'll go with it.
All right. We'll talk about it next time.
There you go. That sounds perfect.
We'll
right
all
now.
learn something together again.
Exactly. I'm just listening to you along with everyone else to learn as much as we can. In front, trying to come up with it. Prager lost it. Turnover. Ellie Reiser sweeping it around, but it's picked up by Anders. She cuts in, had it hit hard in front. Coming in to hit her.
It's a through the sphere call there. A little bit unfortunate, just going for the ball and getting a little bit too much near that head area.
Bones coming in, Annie Hendrickson. She comes in and just got the shot on Anders. I don't know who took the worst of it. Anders, great pass over the side. Shot saved that time as it's knocked away by A.B. guarding the 5-hole. Here's another opportunity. Turley, but she'll back off. Now the far side, Anders pump fake. Great save by Patrick, point blank. Oh my. Mackey trying to get control on the wing and does. Well, if that doesn't get your coach and your dad excited because they're one and the same, I don't know what will.
Yeah, AB with a big-time save there. Stick side high.
Mackey spinning around, stays inbound and looking for Cameron Gabrielson, but can't get the pass off. So the other direction goes Corvelli. Loose ball at center, Doan. Tries to get up, Amelia Ulmer slowing her down just a little bit. They go back to center.
Ooh. A lot of swinging early here. Both teams are going to need to rein it in a little bit.
So now the ball, they're looking for a little bit of give and go. As they go up top for Smith. Doan. Hello taking their time, nursing a 4-1 lead right now. Had a couple from Anders, their player of the year. Back behind Conti. Prager in front. Anders shot. Saved again by AB with a stick. Picked up by Malia Perry, and here she comes on the right side. Got to get rid of that one, but swims nicely towards the center and advances it. Mackey can't come up with it as the freshman just missed.
Yeah, I think OES is going to need to pass the ball up the field. I think that's a story that we could have learned from tonight's earlier game, is let the ball do the work, and OES is going to get worn out trying to outrun LO.
And to pick the right places to make the pass to. I think that's important. Some of these players are young, some of these players are nervous, and they're just half a step off, and sometimes that makes a difference.
Just holding here, one of the officials was having a conversation with Coach Enders. Coach Enders, Kat Enders. She could be a coach someday.
So we've got the shoe tying down there as well for Hendricks, and she's got it. And now LO will start things up. 12-19 to go first half and a 4-1 lead. Coming inside, looking for the shot. That one goes over the top. Will remain LO ball as Barrett Doan got the opportunity, but OES got their sticks in there.
They're just running picks off ball, trying to get that open seam, and they're pretty successful at it. They don't need much of a window to get it through.
So the big question is going over the screen or under the screen. Talk about other sports, that's critical. Nice hesitation move inside. Stopping, however, is Wynn. Backs off. Anders. Hello, number 1-1 to number 1. You dial that up 3 times, you get a goal. 5-1. Hello.
And Sean's going to take a timeout here.
Understandably so, because I think it's, in terms of your experience as a coach, I mean, you've been making the play that it's them running off screens, it's them looking for the ponytail to make the back cuts. So it seems like it could be a simple adjustment. Yes, it's LO. Yes, they're strong, powerful, and offensive. But is this as simple as making a slight adjustment defensively to go ahead and slow it down?
I mean, the irony is, if I was Sean, I would be running a zone against LO.
Interesting.
But they're hard to stop. You know, they're very efficient. You hear Lauren Anderson, head coach, out there yelling to move your feet. I think one of the things LO does so nicely that not a lot of other high school kids do is the off-ball movement. So they're distracting their own players while also distracting the ball, right?
Right.
And that's what's keeping OES is kind of getting that first slide like you saw there. The first slide went, but that was what opened up the draw and dump. So if they're going to slide, they got to get the second one and make them work one more pass.
Okay.
You know, I personally prefer on picks to hedge and recover a little bit, basketball there. But, you know, if you can switch successfully, I think that's one of the things, like if you were watching UNC play, that they do so well.
Oh, absolutely.
Is switch seamlessly on the picks. But it's really hard to get high school kids to do that efficiently.
When you talk about this LO team and the way they have moved, the last time they were challenged, and when I mean challenged is that they won by only 6, was back in April the 22nd against West Lynn, 16-10 in that particular game. So, and that was when West Lynn was at full strength. And West Lynn, as we know earlier today, when they lost to Jesuit, they were missing 3 key middies that they were injured in their Lake Ridge game. And while Jesuit may have deserved to win that game, as some of their coaches did say from West Lynn, it hurt. It made it harder. It made it more of an uphill battle. And right now, that might be what it is for OES. And yet, I always point to this with OES. Yes, they started the season 2-6. Yes, they started 0-4, but they played top-tier teams. Like, they were getting beaten by LO. They were getting beaten by Jesuit, by Lincoln at that particular time, I believe it was. Grant snuck in a win there as well. So they were losing to state qualifying teams. It's not like they were losing bad games.
Right.
That experience, are you a believer that you can draw on that from early in the season to say, all right, we overcame that adversity and shifted things to success?
I mean, I think it shows your weaknesses. I think it's important to schedule at least a couple challenging games early, you know, see where your holes are and kind of figure that out and grow from there. I think, having close games, definitely you know what you're experiencing and you're able to draw on that for sure. But again, you can't leave open windows with a good team. And right now, I think in their transition, it's too easy to pass the ball upfield. I don't know if that's because they're dropping players back, but that's why LO is able to get a couple of those early goals, and they're going to have to make adjustments on the defensive end. It can't just be A/B standing on her head.
Right, which she's been doing, even though the score remains 5-1 at this particular time. So coming out of a timeout, Sean Patrick, head coach, let's see what he can do. What kind of change did he get in terms of his team and their performance here in the final 11:38 of the first half? On the drop, ball comes to the near side, and Turley gets it again. It almost seems like a set play. Send it towards Turley. She'll pick it up.
Yeah, that's another area that they should make an adjustment on, whether it's moving someone on the circle to that side and seeing if that's where Millie's putting it, or, if they need to pinch her and block her out a little bit.
Anders with it. Getting it back, it comes to Turley now. Turley has it up top, looks for it on the left side, ball knocked loose. Coming trying to get after it, Ellie Reiser. There's a hold call. Nice job by OES. Effort chasing down the 50-50 ball. And Reiser will look to bring it out. Has a teammate, tries to make the pass, going to need a little bit of help.
Yeah,
it's covered up, and a turnover. Anders was there. Got to go get her. She cuts in, shot, goal. If you don't go hit Anders early, she's going to work her way in to find the back of the net. That's a hat trick with 10:40 to go.
Ellie just really had nowhere to go with the ball. Her teammates were kind of standing instead of making cuts. And if you notice, there's not a lot of spacing in the middle of the field as well. Everyone was kind of just standing between the 40s, which crunches the field. So again, small adjustments to be made. We'll see if Sean can come up with something.
Had one of the officials coming over to the scorer's table right down in front of us.
Looks like we have another ball adjustment. Balls must be NOXI certified.
Okay.
As well as NFH, so could be we need a new game ball.
They get that all worked out, and they will get rid of that ball. Okay, must have, not exactly sure what happened there, but either way, we're all set. OES.
I'm gonna stick check. Could be something the coach asked for. Could be something the official noticed.
She meant pulling it the same way. Yeah, okay.
Either way.
If that works for you, now if he called it and he doesn't lose, Sean, if Sean called that for OES, he doesn't lose anything by it, does he?
No, not in high school.
Okay.
I think you get 3 without any kind of repercussions.
High up in the air after that stick check. This time the ball goes the other way. Cameron Gabrielson picks it up.
It's a big time adjustment to self-draw there. Cam's got a lot of height that she can utilize.
Runs around a screen, wants to take that shot, still not there. Somebody in the center, that one stolen away by DeGeest. A long effort for naught.
So here's what I'm talking about is we have open players in the middle of the field that they can pass up to. Look at number 13 right now, wide open, number 10 wide open.
Got it.
So OES is opting to drop their players back. The risk is with that they're already back, but they're leaving players wide open, and LO's too efficient of a passing team to just have easy passes up the field.
That's what they're trying to do, and this time they get it up again. They get it to Christ.
Like Gabby.
Christ comes up with a couple players battling for it. Hendrickson goes down, loses her stick. No call on that particular play.
Looks like she got her hand stepped on, and that's, that hurts.
That's gonna hurt a lot. And she's right-handed. Let's see what she's got. She's moving the fingers all right.
No foul there, just official calling a timeout to check on a player's well-being.
So they'll have her come off and they'll check her out. They'll put Ruby Mackey in. So I'll take a quick look at that hand. Hendrickson has maybe a little blood coming off on that finger. I'll take a look at it. Maddie Evans, the trainer for OES. Turley, 9:32 to go. They look in front, try to get it over to Havel. Now Pregel.
So it looks like they're just doing inverses there. Either balls behind, screen up top, balls up top, screen behind.
Up top, there's space. Pass it over on the wing. Ball is loose, picked up by Anders. Coming into the center, looking for the shot. We've got a whistle.
Shooting space called by the low official. Is calling shooting space, which again is just a safety call for the player who has the ball and is going to goal. You got to be within a stick's length.
Barrett Doan right in front of the net. Looks to go in, stops, drops, leaves it off. Put it down inside, shot and a goal. Great passing, stick work, and Turley able to put it in.
Scoring for the Lakers.
Yeah, just really 1-2 cradles, slam bam, thank you ma'am, that's a goal.
And we're just seeing a clinic being put on right now in the way that they're being efficient with the way they're moving that ball. OES trying to go ahead and right that ship. Talking with some of the girls actually at school today. I was just kind of testing the water, saying, how you feeling? And they were nervous. I said, really, you're nervous? And they're like, yeah, we're really nervous. I'm like, why? They're like, because that to me was a problem. They're like, we're nervous to play them. I'm like, the attitude should be they're nervous to play you because LO has everything to lose. You're not the odds-on favorite. So again, LO coming in just trying to put their stamp on it early, and they have with the 7-1 lead. But OES is a team that will not back down.
Yeah,
got a lot of seniors on this team.
Big time draw control there by Hendricks.
Hendrickson goes ahead and picks that one up, and that would be interesting because she filled in a lot when Cameron Gabrielson was out playing soccer. She's a phenomenal goalie. And so Hendrickson got a lot of experience on the draws. That might be a change of heart. Hummel looking for that pass into Ellie Johnson. Just couldn't get the shot off.
Yeah, it was just one
there.
more on the backside to Hollis. Would have been the ticket there. They got to keep that ball hot.
I'm telling you, I think one of the things right now is that OES has not seen defensive pressure like this in a while, as they try to put it in front. And Ellie Johnson, a freshman, just says, "Oh, I got nowhere to shoot."
Yeah,
So
they're just a little slow right now seeing the pass. They're seeing it, it's just slow, and that's when the slides are already coming on the crash.
Loose ball. Couple players battling for it, coming up with it. Smith for LO and drops it back behind.
And here's that ride again. See how there's players open. Number 11's open. 13. Vittoria on the far side.
Ball sits loose. Pressure continues down there from Hale, and they get it back into DeGeest. She'll look to clear it out far on the right sideline. Does just that, and there they go. But while it sits loose, in comes Cameron Gabrielson trying to knock it free. They'll just let her continue running. Up the right side, win. Anders, goal.
It's that transition. Once they get it past the initial OES pressure, out to the 40 or so over the restraining line, they're locked in.
And that's the tough part right now. There's a level of speed, there's a level of accuracy, there's a level of efficiency that LO is showcasing right now. And well, OES has to step up. They've got to find a way to fix that. Let's see who's out there. It's going to be Gabrielson again. But right now there is no doubt LO is just clicking.
Looks like they put Ellie Johnson over on this far side where the ball's been going.
On the draw, comes free. Gabrielson comes up with it. Tries to drop it off. Nice play that time by Wynn to steal it away. Knew where the pass was going, had the awareness to have the stick up, gets it all the way up to Anders. Across they go to Doan. Nice defensive pressure from behind by Hendrickson. The loose ball grabbed by Bissell. They'll go to AB, and she'll look to clear it. She does. That's one of the problems for the team this year has been the clearing pass. It's been a little bit of a struggle. So here comes LO over onto the wing.
Yeah, and you don't want to give LO second chances here.
So Anders backing out with it as they get things set up. Over on the side, Doan. Prager. Cycling it around on the near side.
Ooh.
Looking for that shot was Havel. There's Anders.
And the flag's up. We talked about in the first game, that flag just means the official sees a foul, is acknowledging it. If you want to take the shot, go ahead. She'll put the flag away. If not, it's going to be an 8-meter.
So everybody's got to pay attention here. Look at the cross pass, far side, shot, goal.
Oh, no goal, no
goal, they say. Oh, they're saying in the crease.
Yeah, so your stick can fall through at the high school level, but if that toe touches that red line or whatever color, no goal.
So OES catching a break. Let's see what they can use. And again, it's got to be AB's got to bring that ball out. Get some pressure in front. Going to go up. As they do, it comes up the right sideline. Chasing after it, a couple players. But there's LO grabbing it. Hunter, far side. Errant pass. Malia Perry picks up the ground ball. Reiser had it for a moment, then she loses it as Prager battles her for it. It goes over the end line, and the closer one is Prager as those two battle for the ball. So again, you talked about giving LO a second chance.
LO calling yellow, so they're holding, making some substitutions, getting some new players on the attacking end.
Mullen gets it off to Doan. Annie Hendrickson playing physical against Doan. Anders will go ahead and just set things up top. That's stolen away defensively. Malia Perry with some great hustle.
So here's where they need a little bit of help right now. You see how condensed the field is? This is kind of little kids lacrosse right now. There's no one filling the third lane on the opposite side. So ideally, even if you get a back pass, you could fill that third lane, and right now OES has no one over there.
And they're bringing that other player, the support seems to be almost too close.
Yeah.
It's like 8 feet away. It's like, well, one person can guard two.
Yeah.
Instead of creating the space. So Perry, though, draws the whistle. He's going to try to advance it, being pushed to the sideline, trying to get it towards center to Hale. Hale lost it, and Ello comes up with it quickly. Havel carrying it in. Somebody's got to get to her. Shot, goal. Left side.
That one stings right there, just right around.
So that's 8 in a row for LO, and they're putting it together. 3:23 remaining.
And again,
here.
it's giving them those second opportunities. Not being able to transition the ball after your defense comes up with a big-time win is just so tough.
So right now, I think OES is a little shell-shocked. Just got to sit there and be like, I go back to the game that I was watching all day, which was that Northwestern UNC semifinal, where Northwestern had and it was just one at a time. You can't sit there and score. No goal is going to give you 8. Not going to give you 8 points. So OES just has to settle, figure out what they're doing defensively, and get some good opportunities. But they're not even getting good opportunities offensively right now.
No.
They're not getting the shots.
I think they've only had the one shot on frame. That was a goal.
And that's been, again, credit LO's defense, and they're suffocating whenever they get free for a moment in there. They seem to have 4 sticks on them.
Yeah, I think, too, one thing that's always been LO's identity since LA's been there is the ride, and that part of continual pressure and not just allowing teams to transition the ball. They swarm with multiple players and will hunt the ball.
Lakers just wishing it around up top. Loose ball. Picked up by Wynn. Turley looking for someone to cut. Oh, and all alone in front was Havel. They didn't see her, it was too late. Anders around one. Inside shot in the goal as she broke through against Cameron Gabrielson, and Anders has got another. She's lighting it up today. And that's 10-1. You know, the tough part is, as I mentioned, she went around Cameron Gabrielson. Cameron Gabrielson, if you take a look at her this year, she's played in 6 games. Maybe the defensive footwork just a little bit slow because of the fact she just hasn't played as many, because a lot of those games came early and then she was gone for much of the season, returning late. When you're going against a player like Anders, you've got to be quick.
I think anyone who wants to get a little bit better at dodging, Anders just put on a clinic right there of a little stutter step, fake the face, and then pull underneath. And I always tell our girls, Shakira, because the hips don't lie. And you got to watch the hips instead of the ball.
Well, as we mentioned, Anders going to play at George Mason next year. Don't know a lot about that program. Do you know a lot about the George Mason program?
Well, you know, I know their coaches a little bit. We had Lindsay Munoz, one of the assistant coaches, up here for a clinic last summer.
All right.
Met her at a lacrosse convention. So, but they have a new staff. Carol Capuzzo, I believe, is the head coach down there. And so I think they're looking to be up and coming D1 program, but you know, we'll see. Everyone wants a piece. It's hard to get to the big dance.
There is no doubt, but it's nice to see again Northwest players finding their way among the Division I ranks, Division II and Division III as well. We'll talk about a player who, from LO, by the way, who was getting a lot of airtime just the other day in a moment.
2 minutes left in the first half.
Opportunity in front. Great play. Here it comes. Oh, my. If I can't score, I'll give it to you, says Edie Prager, and Courtney Havel goes ahead and puts that one in. Just playing off each other as now the clock will continue to run. The player I was going to mention was Lauren Gilbert, who played here at LO, won 3 state championships in 2014, 16, and 17. But she was a superstar for Northwestern's program, just wrapped up her senior year. But I remember because in the broadcast they said, well, Oregon and the Northwest not really known as a hotbed of lacrosse players. Maybe the case, but yet she's getting some promotion. We've got some other players who are getting some promotion. So maybe that, along with your leadership and others and the help of the OGLA, that's changing.
Yeah, I definitely think we all hope to see the game grow here in Oregon as well across the nation. I think something that probably didn't help any sports was COVID.
Yep.
It felt like we were starting to build some momentum in some areas, and unfortunately have kind of had to go back a square or two. But I definitely think, you know, having games like this live stream helps, getting the girls out there, getting other players the opportunity to see the game at a high level, super important.
Amelia Ulmer, top scorer, averaging over 8 points per game, has been really quiet this first half. Still has it on the far side. Ellie Johnson tried to create again. She's just pushed back out. Almost 30 seconds remain. Here comes Hendrickson inside. Stutter step move, has space, shoots, score! Annie Hendrickson gets one on the board for OES.
I think maybe the OES boys teams here, there's quite a fanfare for a goal.
Well, when you've had 10 in a row going the other direction, time to cheer about something. And yeah, that was a great move by Hendrickson, just with the stutter steps in the middle and able to put that one past.
Yeah, that's the elbow is going to be one of the soft spots of the goal, just where the 8 meets there at that corner. It's a little bit hard to defend if the ball's up top. That zone player is going to kind of shift up top, which is going to kind of open up a seam. So that's a good place for OES to look to attack.
Final 30 seconds in this draw, very important. OES, if they can find a way to get another one, just close the gap a little bit more, that could help. Hendrickson going for it, taken down. There's the whistle on the trip. And OES gets an opportunity to go. They've been looking for something to carry a positive into halftime. Hendrickson's still got it. With 13 seconds to go, cuts in front, spin move, tried to get it, lost the ball, there's a whistle.
I don't see a hand signal, offsetting fouls, so.
On the possession
that's
arrow.
That's what that means.
It goes, all right.
Looks like it's going white.
Yep, LO will get it down there on the offsetting and look for the Lakers just to kill off the final 8 and go into the break up. Down at 5 seconds, nice job.
Back check by Hollis Hale.
Tried to come up with it, looks to pass it in front. Amelia Ulmer almost, but who's there? DeGeest. DeGeest goes ahead and swats away that pass, swallows it up. And at the break, our score is 11-2 in favor of LO, as we mentioned. There have been moments when they've put on a clinic. So right now, while they're enjoying this, OES is certainly not. But the first thing that you say to them when they come into the huddle is what?
I think it was a good way to end. We got a goal, we attacked a seam, we got a nice back check. You know, so I think you want to have a little bit something positive to say, work with something, get the girls excited. You know, the fans are clearly here to see OES Girls Lacrosse play. You know, so work in that, I think, first and foremost, but I think they got to come up with a plan for the zone and got to come up with a better plan defensively in the ride. It's just too easy right now for LO to pass up the ball and play a little bit of tic-tac-toe. You know, so I'd like to see some adjustments made there. You can't just stick with what you always done sometimes. 5
first-half goals so far by Kate Anders leading the way. That gives her 53 on the year. Right now, it helps her team to an 11-2 halftime lead. We'll take a break and be back with much more in a moment. I'm Todd Mansfield along with Sean Hanson. Don't go away. This is game 2 of our state semifinal. Jesuits sitting in the final, awaiting the winner of this game between LO and OES. We're back in a moment. as we get ready for the second half. 11-2 is the score in favor of LO. But what I like to see maybe the most is that I still see smiles on the faces and a united group down there for OES, because again, they could find themselves saying, oh, how do we get out of this? How do we get out of this? But they're still there in support of one another, because this is a big mountain to climb. This LO team clicked in the first half. Do you think they can keep that together, or is it going to be the first 5 minutes determine the outcome of this game?
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say that LO is going to keep it together.
All right.
And I think if OES wants to have a battle, they're going to have to show up.
All right. And in that, well, that's not the way they want to start it, as Turley picks that one up and advances it. So here they come again. LO relentless in their pressure up front. They do their fogo, get 2 new bodies on, and Anders comes up behind. Trying to get it off on the wing, they do, over to Wynn. And now let's see what they do as they're, and I would also say to those watching at home, watch off the ball. Don't just follow the ball, watch on the far side. Look at the screens, look at the runs down the middle as they continue to cycle. Cycling the ball, cycling the players, looking for the screens as an errant pass comes free, but luck have it, it goes right to Conti. Good hard cut so far by LO, but being very patient.
The other thing that's always impressive about LO is their attack's fluid. A lot of teams in the state of Oregon in their high school, the attack's pretty stagnant. You know, they're really waiting to set something up. You can kind of tell what's developing. They're kind of going through this pretty smooth, keeping the ball hot, keeping their feet moving.
Loose ball picked up. Reiser tried to grab it away that time from Doan. But quick to it is Doan, and now they're going down the center again. Lucky bounce comes right in front, picked up by Prager, over to Anders. Stutter step, moves inside, hit from behind and lost the ball. Coming away with it is Gabrielson. Has a nice back check there to knock the stick away, or the ball away from her.
And again, we're running into this, where do you go with the ball?
So she fires it between about 6 players, gets it up there. Hummel trying to carry it through, drops it back for Reiser. Reiser throws it up for Gabrielson, and she had space but backs off. 11-2. It's time to attack. So will they try to work off one another, or will they try to do a little bit more one-on-one? Take a look. Tell me what's going on defensively for LO.
Yeah, it looks like they've started at a man, at least for right now. You can see they're a little bit more bunched, so we'll see if OES can actually get into their normal offense.
This is what OES is used to, and right there, they're just coming around the end of that gate looking for it. Ulmer will sit there and either go one-on-one or make that pass. Here she comes, spins back left, shot, top shelf. Beauty of a goal. And it's now.
Looks like she did a little shovel shot Twizzler hybrid there.
Ulmer. So that's officially 2 in a row for OES, down 11-1, now 11-3. A little bit of wind in their sails, possibly, but I'm surprised.
Doesn't hurt.
No, but Sean, I'm surprised right now that Coach Anderson went to man-to-man after all that success with the zone. Strange.
I am a little bit too. Could be they just want to prepare, see what's working, clicking for them, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it again.
Yeah, could be coming back sooner than expected if OES continues this trend.
And Todd, I don't want to get us into trouble. We probably shouldn't be saying fogo since technically there's no foe to go. I guess it's a Drago.
A Drago. All right, there we go. Thank you.
We could get some hate mail from the Girls Lacrosse universe.
I will take the brunt of that. Switching back and forth between boys and girls lacrosse. But I like that. We'll start calling that the Drago.
We'll see if that gets picked up.
I might have to say that with a Russian accent. And
Lax Twitter can be pretty brutal out there.
Hendrickson runs in space, has it, shoots. What are they going to call?
Charge
on Hendrickson.
I love to see a good charge call. I'm not going to lie to you. Doesn't matter who it's for. Good defense makes my heart pitter-patter.
Nicely played by Lauren Smith. Set her feet, held on, took the shot. Now the ball's loose. Hendrickson trying to come up with it. OES ball.
Cover there.
Ulmer setting up.
Looking to go to goal.
But going against Turley. Nice defense by Turley. Still seeing the man-to-man. Hummel. Off to Ulmer. Now they'll just set things up. Looking for the bigs to come and wrap around. Hummel trying to come in. Pushed out.
So right now what's happening is OES is crowding the ball a little bit too much. Those adjacent players are just kind of standing and watching the ball handler go to goal. They really need to have a little bit more off-ball movement if they want to get their 1v1s going.
Hummel, Ulmer working in tandem. Hummel tries to come now right side, going to give it off for Bradley. Really, honestly, the last time they set it up with Ulmer down in the left corner. This time they're trying something different. Going to Ulmer there. There's such good defense with the slide you talked about. It's been too hard to break through. Gabrielson, shot saved that time by DeGeest. A beauty, but it was a straight shot.
Yeah, stick side high there. Greta did good work, but not a ton of work to do there.
Moved up quickly to center by Turley, on up to Prager. Traeger chased from behind, gets it off to Anders, back to Prager, cuts in, makes her move, shot, goal. Beautiful give and go with Anders and Prager.
Yeah, the way LO is playing right now on attack reminds me a little bit of what Boston College head coach Acacia Walker says. Sometimes you, sometimes me, always we.
I got to steal some of these, use these for our basketball team. I'm loving that. Because it's true in so many ways. I mean, I don't think Anders cares.
Nope.
Anders is sitting there going, you got in the back of the net, and we're up 12-3. But that's the whole thing. There's not one out there. There's more than that, and there's right now for LO, everybody seems to be clicking. And there was never a hesitation either after the pass to Anders. Anders knew where that ball was going. And I think Prager did too. She knew she was going to get it back.
Right.
A beautiful play on that. Goes to Anders and everybody's head turn. Hendrickson goes on for the faceoff. They'll do a redo on that. Didn't go high enough, it looks like.
Autocorrect said draw.
So Millie Prager, who's been out there and been really solid, other than Turley, on draw controls 1 this year, second on the team. She's been outstanding today.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, she's just a freshman, killing it out there.
Just a freshman. It looks like she weighs about 50 pounds. I mean, my goodness. But yet so quick, strong, and just resourceful out there. And when you can find players like that, that's a great talent. It's a true skill to have. Great player.
I think you would like her dad's name, too. I believe it's Todd.
Of course. As long as there's 2 Ds in it. In front, shot saved that time by AB. But now the clear. And look at the pressure. They send it up the middle, and that one comes loose on the ground ball. Going to be picked up for a moment by Bissell, but it winds up with Hummel. She'll look to carry it out. It has 3 players on her. You mentioned it earlier. It's swarmed to the ball.
Look at it right now. There's 5.
She had the ball at the 30 with 3 around her. They blow the whistle and moves, and there's already another 3 on her.
So I like to kind of, when I'm teaching youth lacrosse, kind of use the hash marks as lanes for my transition. So are we filling the 3 lanes? And is anyone within a 20-yard box of you? And if yes is the answer of your teammates, then something probably went wrong a little bit with our transition.
In front, it belongs to Hale. Gets out of trouble and looks to set up the offense. 12-3, 18:50 to go in this one. It's been all LO. OES still battling. Now here's this one that they love to do where they just kind of churn up top, sending players down the middle, left side, right side. But a little bit of a mix-up, 2 win at the same time. And then they just wait on the side or below the end line. In front, shot, that the save, I believe, by DeGeest. Loose ball on the ground, bouncing around. Players going after it. 50-50 ball. Who's going to come up with it? Kate Bradley does. Nice job by Bradley.
That was a little bit of a missed opportunity there. OES actually had a 2v1 on the backside and didn't realize it. Neither did LO, but
Ellie Johnson tried to squeeze it in on the near side when the save by DeGeest. That led to the loose ball. OES able to retrieve, and now with under 18 to go, still looking to get one.
They're being pretty patient here for being down a few goals.
Throwing it in front, that just a missed pass, but it goes all the way around. Oh, and Hummel doesn't see the opportunity to wrap around. Ulmer does. Directing traffic, now they'll set up that play. Everybody goes up top, who's gonna go down the middle? Hale, 5'10", looking to go. They'll let Ulmer just come in by herself. Has it, shot, saved again by DeGeest. She'll retrieve it. Look to fire it up the near sideline and gets it out. Hunter carries it all the way up. Ellie Johnson right there with her, riding her along the sideline. Loose ball. So they got the stick up?
Yeah, he called through the sphere, or he signaled through the sphere. I don't know if that is what I would write down on paper later. But
right down the middle, there's a quick shot, and Havel gets hit hard by Ellie Reiser. And they'll leave that ball with LO. But again, you go back to Havel, running right down the center, nobody there. Saw pigtails, I guess. Pigtails and ponytails. Here comes Havel. In front, shot saved by A.B. Patrick. Patrick trying to keep her team within striking distance. Loose ball picked up by Hale. Hale runs into one, gets it off to Bissell. Bissell has to run through the same traffic. You got a player down on the field.
Looks like, was that Perry?
It's either Perry or Johnson.
Johnson's coming off. She just subbed off.
And that's Malia Perry with that right hand. They haven't even looked at her yet. None of the officials have looked at the situation, and Perry, who's critical, that junior on that defense. Here comes Ellie Reiser with a head of steam. She'll go all the way. Nice hesitation move.
OES was just offsides. Hollis just saved one right there. Did a little magic trick and moved the restraining line. I don't know how she did it.
Now the ball up top, Hendrickson. 15.5 to go. They're looking for somebody in front. Odessa Knight was there. Hendrickson forcing her way in. Wants the shot. 3 players on her. They go out to Knight. Knight's got space wrapping around. Great defense that time applied by Smith.
We haven't called Odessa's name much yet.
No.
She's got some fancy footwork. I've seen her dodge a couple times.
Sets up the screen. Ulmer can't take advantage of it. Cameron Gabrielson wants to utilize on the right side. Hesitation, switches to the left hand, cuts in.
Flag on that play.
She'll get it from the 8 with an opportunity. Now Cameron Gabrielson's been going up top with straight shots most of the night. Will she bounce here to try and cut the lead to 8 with 14.5 to go? Cuts in, bouncer, got it.
I might have said this earlier, Todd, but bouncers will go. The kids love the top cheddar, but a goal's a goal to goal. Don't care how it gets in.
That's right. Gabrielson collects on one. Closes the gap just a little bit. OES has scored 3 of the last 4, but that shows you the gap that was there earlier. Time of that goal, 14-20.
I'm a little surprised how patient they are on offense right now. It feels like they got to turn up a little bit of a notch.
You got to figure that means basically they have to score 1 goal every 90 seconds to go ahead and find themselves potentially in a tie. That again, of course, means you're not giving up any, but not giving up any to LO for the next 14-20. That might be an impossible task.
They need some of that UNC magic.
I guess.
They got the colors almost.
They do have the colors. Hold on. See what we can do. Right now, only problem is LO doesn't wear purple. They wear white and blue, and they're wearing it well, do the Lakers. Anders slowing it down. One of the other aspects, college versus high school, of course, is the shot clock that they've recently instituted, making a big difference for comebacks. You have to get those shots off. High school, you don't.
Yeah, that was definitely a rule change a lot of college coaches wanted to see, and we're really thankful when got approved. There's a little bit of chatter, when is it going to come to high school, but it turns out shot clocks are a little bit expensive.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's what it has to do with. I don't think it's that people don't want it. I think it has to do with.
Oh, nice takeaway there.
Nice play by Bissell, second team in league. But now, where's she going to carry it? Drops it back for Reiser. Reiser's ready to run through. Oh, she'll make the pass up towards center as it's brought up by Ruby Gibbs.
Again, they just need to find some spacing here. There's not a lot of passing opportunities.
There's 5 players right there. Hendrickson just ran through 4 of them and is trying to carry it on.
Leah Perry did a nice job filling that third lane. I think Hendrickson had decided she was going.
On that one, the ball comes loose for a moment. Who's coming up with it? Wynn. After the turnover, she was able to knock it away from Ruby Gibbs. And now they're just going to take their time to find their way up the near sideline. Gabby Christ has it. Out to center. Mullen. Look at this passing. Look at the spacing. Not running, just passing it up there. Now they go far side. Anders. They go up top for Doan. Made that look easy. Just passing it up in space, open space. Defense isn't going to defend that. If you found space moving away from them, you'll make the passes easier. Up top, Turley cuts in, bouncer, goal.
It's a nice little dodge there. No slide came and able to get a clean shot off right in the middle of the 8.
That's a freshman. Again, LO just able to reload no matter the year.
Yeah, they got some talented freshmen.
Turley comes in. You take a look at her. She's first team. 63 draws, 1 this year. She's got 28 ground balls and probably another 8 or 9 today. Assists 10, goals 16 now. So a timeout is called as we take the timeout now, Ryan. 13-4. So when you take a look at it, it's 3-2 in favor of OES in the second half, which is the good news, but the bad news, they're still down 9. Playing a different kind of game, but, I agree. You're a coach now. You say, all right, we're down 9. There's 12 minutes to go. I don't think you can talk defense. Defense is not going to win it. You got to get the offense going. And do they go with specific plays? Do you, in this situation, go more one-on-ones? What do you try to set up here?
I mean, I think the first thing you have to do is shut down Lila on the draw. You just got done talking about her. I think she won like the first 5 or whatever. So, like I said, either pinch or box her out or do something, get her away from the ball, give yourself an opportunity so you don't have to go down and play defense and then transition the ball. And then offensively, like I said, I'd like to see them go a bit quicker. I haven't seen them play a lot this year, so I don't know if low and slow is kind of the way they burn.
No, that's the way they burn. They set up that play on the side, and then they might bring a one-on-one from Ulmer. As we mentioned, she had 76 goals coming in. So there's been a lot of that.
Maybe just get into it a little bit quicker than maybe you're comfortable with. Like you said, you got to just do one at a time. You're not going to – there's no three-point line here.
Right, and they've got the height. Sorry, folks, that slipped. I'm an OES parent. Let's just put that out there in case you didn't know it. The point being, they've got the height. They've got Gabrielson. They've got Hale that could go down the center. Just keep churning. Learn a little bit from maybe what LO does.
Yeah.
Right? The churn on the side.
Yeah, I think that's the difference in these two offenses when you watch them play is LO's off-ball players are engaging their defenders and they're moving their feet. OES is kind of, I want to watch the ball and see what my friend's doing. I coach a lot of different lacrosse around here. I coach club, I've coached high school, I've coached youth, I coach clinics, I coach camps, and off ball is one of the most frustrating things that we have to learn, to teach. So it's not surprising.
As a basketball coach, too many times there have been pictures of the bench and the head coach is talking to the right and I'm glaring at the left looking at something else, which is right. I always look off ball because that is what can win, because you have to look for that, whether you're on defense looking off ball or you're on offense being that off ball and moving. It's critical. That's what I love about lacrosse, is that it kind of incorporates all different types of sports. You mentioned it earlier, sometimes it's harder to get the basketball rust off. For some of these OES players where they have no-cut sports in all of their sports, everybody is playing 3. So they're sitting here playing 3 sports, and there always is that rust for every season. But basketball seemingly has helped a few of them.
Yeah, I think basketball is an excellent crossover sport. The defense is super similar. But, I think it's the stick work sometimes that takes a little bit more time.
That's right. And certainly Elo showing us a lot of that as Gabrielson made that nice back check, goes to Hale. Hale trying to get in there, making her move, wants to go right, pushes it back to the far side for Ulmer. Ulmer's going to look to spin or drop. But that, again, credit to the defense. They just shut her down and pushed her out.
Yeah, so, again, getting into something quickly here. Maybe one of your top kids, maybe a little two-man.
Here it comes. Looks like Ulmer was going for it, but again, Turley is in there causing havoc, and so is, that looked like it was Wynn. Wynn's everywhere. The loose ball winds up.
And again,
with the Geest.
Opportunities for Elo to get clean passes up the field.
Drop it back to the Geest, and she'll look to bring it up with 10:52 to go. But there are open players.
Yeah.
And there they are now on the near side. Oh, but she ran before she got the ball. So did she.
Couple of whoopsies there. Couple of phantom balls.
That time, Knight just tossed it up in the air and wound up giving it to Turley. An unfortunate turn of events, and here comes Turley, but she's got numbers. Players are back deep, trying to hold them off at the line. They drop it back to a cutter, bouncer too hard that time as Prager puts it over the top.
Nice idea by Edie. Quick shot again with that give and go.
Looking behind, trying to come up with that one is Dome. They'll go out on the wing. 13-4, 10 minutes left in this one. Elo in control. Trying to get that clock winding again if they can. They had it for a little bit in the first half. Nice defensive play by Hendrickson, almost knocking that one away.
Yeah, good anticipation there. Getting a little overzealous with her pressure.
She has a younger sister. I think that happens sometimes. Emily, she's on the bench, looks exactly like her, and will be here for the next. She's just a freshman, so she'll replace her sister in soccer and basketball. Actually, Annie's a skier on the state championship team at OES.
You guys keep them busy over there.
Oh, boy, man, I don't even know how they have time to do homework, wrapping around. Oh, I got confused for a moment on where the ball was. These glasses aren't looking too good, and again, Prager misses hard and low.
Todd, you're all these people have. You got to keep your eye on the ball, man.
I know, I'm trying. I got to defog these glasses. Can't see a thing with them or without them. Hello.
It's Conti up top.
Now we've got Turley. Moving to the right side. Anders spins, cuts in with the left.
Shooting space called there as she rolled back.
That's one of the other things about Anders that maybe she doesn't get enough credit, is drawing these eights, drawing these opportunities like this. Nothing comes out of her initial charge, but she gets the whistle and gets the opportunity for that. But another great save by AD. But then on the clear, stolen away. They're looking for a pass. Mullen runs behind. There's the pass. In front, shot, goal. This time, Prager doesn't bounce it and gets the goal.
Yeah, it's a similar story, I think, to our earlier game of just 1 step forward, 2 steps back a little bit.
Number 6,
AB makes a great save, early clear, and unfortunately just dribbles right out the defender's stick.
Sylvie Bissell, A.B. Patrick going back there, consoling each other for just a moment, but saying, hey, chins up. 14-4, the clock starts to run. OES will try to get a goal in here and get things back to a stop clock, but LO feels in complete control of this one.
Oh. So I didn't actually see it because I was looking down at my paper here, but what ended up happening was once the official touches the player's sticks on the draw, you're not allowed to enter or move around or anything. You can move around the circle, but OES actually added a 4th player into the middle to try to get someone down low. And at that point, it's too late to make that adjustment.
Odessa Knight, the player that ran in there, and then all of a sudden they gave possession to LO as that continues. Right now, up top, Turley turns, spins, wants to shoot, but backs it off. Gets it off for Wynn. Wynn tries to circle around and come up with it. Ball on the turf, picked up. Grabbed there by Hendrickson. Advances it long, looking for, who was that? Great catch by Hollis Hale at center. She's still running with it. Running into a couple of players, whistles blown. They're trying to get some space. They say you got to clear off.
It's still 4 meters in high school. I don't know if all the girls know that or not.
Hummel over to Ulmer. 6 minutes left. Hummel and Ulmer. Little give and go, spin move by Hummel.
It was a nice spin.
Shot kind of may have had her stick hit as she took the shot.
Yeah, I think it was a good defensive move as well, unfortunately.
So right now, the pressure being applied by OES, but LO just finding holes. And here they go with that passing.
I don't quite get what they're trying to do in the ride here because they keep pushing up to ball, which leaves the lower LO players wide open.
On the right side, it belongs to Doan. In front, Anders, goal.
Well, that's what keeps happening. They're sending Hollis and Hummel like back and forth between the ball, but then what ends up happening is it's just a skip pass, one more, and then it's 2v2 or
2v1,
yeah,
1v none. It seems to be the way of things. But I thought what was most impressive was really focusing on that last time up, that the player that was in front of the LO player with the ball kept running at the same pace while looking back for the pass. She stayed 10 yards ahead of her. So there was no closing of that gap to make a weak pass. It was, no, I'm going to stay ahead of you the whole time, kept the spacing, which allowed for the easy advancement and the quicker advancement of that ball. So this one goes up, goes to the far side. Win.
Ball is always going to move faster than human.
Yep. We got to call it one more time. There's the Drago. I'll have to say it with my Russian accent, though. Some of the older people watching and listening might understand that reference. You might not.
No.
That's an old Rocky reference. Victor Drago. Ball in front, shot. Oh, that one slips through AB, but do we have something beforehand? I'm not sure.
It might be as the shot was going. So there's a check to the head signaled. Oh.
But who's coming off? It looks like it's on LO. And I thought that was who scored, Riley Mullen. So, no goal on that. The score remains 15-4.
Maybe he meant to signal dangerous shot.
All right.
So that's a yellow card in girls lacrosse for high school.
Oh,
is
they're
it
calling another yellow, as now this is 2 women up.
So the clock stops for the yellow. I haven't seen the signal for this.
I'm not sure.
Another check to the head.
Right, so the stick came up against Hendrickson on the far side.
Yeah, so anything above the neck region, accidental or not, is going to be an automatic yellow card. So there are 2 men down, so OES has got to score here. There's no question.
There they go, as they put one in. Ellie Johnson gets one here.
And in high school girls, this is a non-releasable yellow card.
Scoring for the Lakers.
The problem, though, the clock keeps running because it's 10, so the Aardvarks need to go ahead and try to get another one. LO's just going to take their time.
Yeah,
and let the clock run.
Making their subs.
A little bit of the soccer action here. Making subs, kill a little clock time, especially because that kills more of the yellow card time. With the running clock. So the clock continues to run as the official looking around to signify what's happening. Now they're saying stop the clock.
I don't know why she's confused. She has two partners on the field. The third, we call it the third team on the field.
Got it. There, a Lakers player comes off. I think they were seeing the numbers.
So LO added
another player on there. So Cameron Gabrielson trying to bring it up, but again, facing pressure, sends it far side. It's going to be grabbed by Hale. And they've got an opportunity to get another one here. Again, two women up in front. Ellie Johnson, quick to move. Shot saved by the Geese. Grabbed by
I think that one went off the post right there. A goalie's best friend.
Indeed, Hendrickson cuts in off the crossbar.
Another pipe. Someone's got to let OES know this is not the pipe game.
Oh.
They got to hit the net.
So Gabrielson looking down low. Kate Bradley shoots, misses over the top. Down the middle, trying to come up with it. That ball's going to come out towards the line. Sent back in. Kept in by OES. Hummel with it. Looking for the pass. Ellie Johnson spins. Out to Hummel.
I got to hand it to LO. The fact that OES hasn't scored yet is impressive.
In front, Ellie Johnson.
Or hand it to the pipe. I don't know.
Right.
I think both are released now, so they're even.
They are back and even. That's right. And again, that's the running clock.
I think OES has got to try a low shot here.
They've gone high on their last four. 15-5, 122 to go. Ellie Johnson had it for a moment. Loose ball picked up by the Lakers. They're going to try and carry it out. It's grabbed by Christ, lost, grabbed by DeGeest. She wants to carry it out. Stolen. Amelia Older sends it in. That stops the clock, making it 15-6 with 1:08 to go.
Scoring for the Aardvarks, senior number 19.
Now that was a strange turn of events.
That got I'm awake again here. I know there's only 1:08 left, but you know that's a juice play.
That got it going. Yeah. That was strange. DeGeese being aggressive, trying to come out. Don't know if her stick got hit or.
Yeah, I think there was a little half check there. Just kind of dribbled out and right place, right time for once in this game.
That's right. Ulmer's been waiting for that. Got it. Able to tally one. 15-6. This one high up in the air. Ellie Johnson tries to grab it, but sure enough, it's Wynn or Turley over there. Turley keeps grabbing them all day long, and Anders now with under a minute to go.
See if LO is content to just play a little bit of pass it around.
Raymond, they're on tone. But yeah, I think you're going to see LO just work the clock out for the next 40. And if, so you're going to see a final. That stick got a little high by Ellie Reiser. You're going to see a Jesuit LO final. That's coming up on Friday.
Yeah, I think if you would have asked me at the beginning of the season who's going to be in, I think that's who I would have went with.
And those two teams are both just playing at such a high level right now. It's going to be a great championship. You'll either want to be here for that on Friday or, again, catch a broadcast of the game. Looking forward to that. Again, Jesuit trying to make it 2 in a row. And there it is. LO has taken the first step and found themselves in the championship game. It was a performance of which there was a run during a 17-minute stretch where they got 10 goals in a row. your final score 15-6. That's the difference in the game.
Yeah.
They were efficient. They got it done. And when you go ahead and you look back at what OES has done, you look at their season overall, they finished 11-7 overall. They were co-conference champions. They won it based on the tiebreakers. This group of seniors has had a special season that wraps up tonight in the semifinals. But what can you say about some of the things you saw out there from that group?
I just think they have improved a lot over the course of the year. You know, I worked with them a little bit in our indoor season, and, you know, I was like, what's your guys' offense? Where's your DNA? You know, and I think they definitely figured things out as the season went on. I think they, you know, like a lot of these, all of the teams we've seen tonight, they got some good young players and some quality juniors as well to lean on. So I know they're losing a couple big seniors, and that's going to hurt, but I think they have a good core group to continue on with for the future.
The pipes are open for that team. We'll find out who fills that next year. As for LO, I mean, what can you not say about them? They really showcased their talents in so many different ways when they really needed to. They put their foot down early, didn't let up, and put themselves in a position where they're in the championship game.
Yeah, I just think the way they shared the ball on attack specifically, but also passing it up the field was a big difference maker in this game. You know, they're well coached and well executed, and they have players, seniors who know what to do, and then obviously some quality freshmen who come in are big contributors. I don't think they would quite have as many draws.
Everybody who plays them is like, great, all the seniors are graduating. Uh-oh, shoot, the freshmen are becoming sophomores, which means they're going to get better another year of maturation. All right, that's going to do it for tonight's broadcast. It was a back-to-back doubleheader, Jesuit winning the first one over West Lynn, and then LO defeating OES. So Friday night, it's LO versus Jesuit, the top two teams in the state battling for the title. LO has been there 15 times now in the last 18 years. As for Jesuit, they've been there the last 3 and won one of those so far. They're looking to make it 2 in a row. We'll find out Friday if they do. For Sean Hanson, I'm Todd Mansfield. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you tomorrow with more broadcasts of OGLA Lacrosse.